engraving outlines, dyeing and coloring, fully activating the charm. Chinese New Year paintings express desires for a better life. This baby, atop a bergamot, holds a bat, symbolizing blessings. The pomegranate beside him is said to represent many offspring. Embracing a longevity peach shows hope for longevity. The god of longevity himself rides a spotted deer with a gourd attached to one horn. In Chinese, these elements sound similar to the word for wealth. Their composition in this painting is said to attract prosperity. Paintings with themes like fortune, wealth, and longevity have been warmly embraced by Chinese people since the Ming and Qing dynasties. In the hometown of Chinese New Year paintings, Yangliuqing in the city of Tianjin, locals are particularly enchanted by this art form. Rostislav Berezkin is a Russian scholar who has studied Chinese New Year paintings for many years. He has traveled from St. Petersburg to China in search of one particular ancient painting.
1896年，科莫拉夫购买了这幅画，带到俄罗斯圣彼得堡。当时我的老师的老师阿列克谢耶夫看到了这幅画，对年画产生了这个兴趣。
Rostislav Berezkin is referring to Vasily Mikhailovich Alexiev, the founder of modern Russian sinology. At the end of the 19th century, St. Petersburg became a major hub for the European study of sinology. A collection of classics and some historical texts were all Russian scholars needed to begin their study of China. This Chinese New Year painting, however, provided an opportunity for Alexiev to reveal the vibrance of China to the bustling wider world.
狮子嘛，就是万事如意的意思嘛，对吗？所以对于中国人来说，这些可能是比较好理解；对于外国人来说，当然是需要一点说明，因为中国年画具有非常丰富的内容。也是个中国文化的一个无价之宝啊！李克院士是为了能够明白他们的意思啊，非常关注中国民间艺术研究。
Now, Rostislav Berezkin is following a trail hoping to unravel more secrets of Chinese New Year paintings.
李克谢耶夫对汉学的看法也要研究民间艺术。这幅画它的现在下落不明，只能在书上看到，所以也请画家临摹寻找来源。
这种题材是早期的画都看不到了。
请问你们这里有没有这样的年画？
咱这儿还没有。
Berezkin's artistic quest, just like Alexiev's initial research on Chinese folk culture, has been long and arduous. Yan Guodong, Dean of Nankai University's School of Foreign Studies, first encountered Alexiev's work 26 years ago, when he translated Alexiev's diary from 1907. This was the year Alexiev first ventured into the realm of Chinese New Year paintings. Despite the turmoil China was facing at the time, households still adorned their homes with vibrant New Year paintings, inviting historical tales, myths and legends, and characters from the stage to become auspicious symbols above their doorways, prayers for good fortune. The optimism and open-hearted spirit behind each painting left Alexiev feeling moved and somewhat restless.
阿里克当时很震惊，而中国一个不识字的平头百姓，张口就来就可以讲很多的历史故事。年画当中承载了很多亚文化的一些内容，成为雅俗共赏的东西。在阿里克的眼里，中国文化一定会在未来的人类发展史上大放异彩的。
in a strange twist of fate, thousands of miles away, St. Petersburg has coincidentally attracted the attention of a Chinese academic.
荣昌号是道光年间的画笔，这是阿里克的最受启发的一张图。
Dr. Xu Chenlei from Tianjin University began a comparison of Chinese and Russian folk printmaking to explore Alexiev's findings through a different lens. Hermitage Museum, St. Petersburg's Temple of Art, houses a large number of Russian printmaking treasures. After Alexiev's first trip to China, he gained a deeper understanding of the similarities and differences between Russian prints and Chinese New Year paintings. Russian Lubok prints are known for their delicate style. In the late 17th century, they began to incorporate folk legends and historical themes, just like the Chinese woodblock New Year paintings. Both art forms used visual metaphors to convey deeper meanings. In this painting, the hero stands tall with a majestic dragon from Slavic mythology. The loneliness between his eyebrows, however, cannot be concealed. The liquor bottle and oil lamp hanging from his waist hint at a soldier's true plight once war is over. Throughout his study, Alexiev pioneered cross-cultural comparative research between similar yet distinctive art forms. This traditional Russian print, Mouse Burying Cat, and this Chinese New Year painting, Mouse Marrying Off Daughter, both have cat and mouse themes. However, the Chinese one has a festive atmosphere, while the Russian print is full of satire. The Chinese painting playing Pai-Go cards and the Russian print playing cards share similar themes and compositions, yet they exhibit different artistic qualities in terms of narrative and character. Tatiana Vinogradova, a sinologist and Xu Chenlei's mentor in Russia, devoted her life to developing comparative research on folk art pioneered by Alexiev.
Русский лубок, на нем очень много текста, и этот текст заведомо неправильный. То есть там большая игра с буквами, с орфографией. Эти русские картинки пытались быть политическими.
Upon Alexiev's return to Russia, he cultivated a group of outstanding sinologists to promote cultural exchanges between China and Russia. By his death in 1951, the thousands of Chinese New Year paintings collected by Alexiev had not been compiled and published as a book. He described this as the greatest blow of his life.
因为他很清楚知道，在当时那个时代，如果你不能通过出版，那是不会有很多的人去正视中国文化。其实阿里克是以这种平官直视的态度去对待中国，是给我们整个世界学术界铺垫了一个非常可靠的桥梁。
Alexiev's academic ideas did not fade with his life. In 2001, one of Alexiev's favorite students, Boris Lvovich Riftin, visited Tianjin in honor of his late teacher. Contemporary Chinese writer Feng Jicai was then searching in rural China to rescue endangered woodblock Chinese New Year paintings. An unfulfilled wish and a timely guardianship brought together two scholars. On November the 18th, 2009, the integrated collection of Chinese woodblock New Year paintings, Russian Collection Volume, was released. This was the first systematically organized, large-scale collection of Chinese New Year paintings from overseas. The colorful works were mostly found among Alexiev's collection. Now, the stories about Chinese New Year paintings in China and Russia have become known to more people.
Тут на Невском была кофейня, которая была украшена китайскими народными картинами. Ну, в смысле, прорисовками китайских народных картинок. Так что что-то вот проникает.
3 years after the publication of the collection, Boris Lvovich Riftin also passed away. In his teacher's work, he'd written a preface, in which he quoted Alexiev, who told him, "We must look directly at everything in the world, not observe and believe in nonsense with rose-tinted glasses on." This has become the driving motto of generations of scholars. In July, renovation of the Chinese New Year Painting History Museum is nearing completion. Soon, this building will be unveiled, vividly presenting the multi-dimensional history of Chinese New Year paintings, alongside research on the Russian collection of Chinese New Year paintings. In a corner of Tianjin, there is a society dedicated to the protection and research on the Chinese New Year painting techniques. To seek further clues about the painting Three Deities of Fortune, Prosperity and Longevity, Rostislav Berezkin has decided to visit the society in person. Here, a project called Revival of the Old Version quietly unfolds, chasing the past with flexibility by reorganizing ancient iterations. Prints once sealed in time are gently awakened by modern hands that carry respect for their time. The Society's Vice President, Yang Wen, is quite familiar with the old drawings.
存的这个版呢，建国以后集中的做了一批抢救。我们看到的是，这是现版。
This line draft of the Three Deities of Fortune, Prosperity and Longevity was created alongside the Chinese New Year painting that inspired Alexiev over 100 years ago. Rongchang Art Studio, written in the bottom left corner, has long been hidden in the dust. This painting, left to rest for 100 years, never knew that it had once ignited the passion of a Russian sonologist until today. Rostislav Berezkin gently awakened it, welcoming it to a new dawn.
从古到今的这些文化交流的学者，让我们每看一次这样的艺术作品，去仰望到那个时段的高峰的创作的规律，我们还能够为今日所用。
Reflecting on the original purpose of this trip, Rostislav Berezkin wanted to trace the origin of a Chinese New Year painting. Yet now, he finally understands that Alexiev was moved not just by a painting, but by the profundity of Chinese tradition. Behind these paintings are thousands of years of wisdom. Everyday moments are transformed with beautiful artistic charm. The hometown of Chinese New Year paintings has brought to its end a century-long quest.
但这个感觉很奇妙，我好像也走上了他们以前的路。
For now, Rostislav Berezkin has decided to remain in China, to delve deeper into sonology. 100 years ago, the faint light of a Chinese New Year painting brought two countries together. 100 years on, though the painting has not yet been completed, it has been passed down from scholars in China to their counterparts in Russia, shining with a renewed brilliance.